Yeah, hi there. And these comments are to one of my students in the English language program here at California State University, San Bernardino. And I am Michael Buckhoff, your TOEFL Level 6 English language program instructor. I'm looking at the essay. So overall, I think you're in pretty good shape. I gave you a 3.0 out of 5, 20 points out of 30, 76 out of 100. So there's a few things that you can do that I think will make your writing a little bit better. First of all, why did I give you the score that I did? Here, I think overall you can probably organize it a little bit better. You have a few language use issues that you want to clean it up. So I'm putting you right around 3. Of course, in the syllabus, where is it? A score of 3.0 converts over into 76, right? So what can we do? First of all, in the very first paragraph, we need to make this more concise. You want to spend more time in the body paragraphs, not the introduction, right? So here, you got 51 words in the beginning, and then your next paragraph is 98. So you can probably develop the second paragraph a bit more. Maybe you can condense that first part. So the reading passage, check this out. Bloggers, and we're going to get rid of everything here except the most important points. So the reading passage argues that bloggers lack professionalism, integrity, and in-depth discourse. However, the lecture considers blogs authentic and legitimate. So this is probably good enough. The reading passage argues that bloggers lack professionalism, integrity, and in-depth discourse. However, the lecture considers blogs authentic and legitimate. Or how about this? Let's try this out. Make it a little more concise. Considering blogs authentic and legitimate, there. The speaker in the considering blogs authentic and legitimate, the speaker in the lecture disagrees with each of the assertions mentioned in the reading passage. So the main thing is, don't add a lot of unnecessary information in the introduction. The purpose here is, in a very, very direct and concise manner, state the main point or points of the reading passage and then show how the lecture relates to each of those points. Okay, let's take a look at your next paragraph. According to the reading, journalists should read a lot of books or articles. Now, the main thing here is, in this topic sentence, you need to focus on this first idea, right? That's the idea. According to the reading, journalists and writers have. I think this is important here because remember, in the topic sentence, you're trying to show how the reading is focusing on this first point you mentioned in the introduction. The reading passage argues that bloggers lack professionalism. So then here, according to the reading, bloggers lack the professionalism that journalists and writers have. And then maybe here, we can maybe say, unlike bloggers, journalists should read a lot of books or articles. They must attend college. Complete an internship. And finally, they can become real journalists. Okay, I think we have what we want here. So the main thing is I just shifted some information around so that your topic sentence would be clear. According to the reading, bloggers lack the professionalism that journalists and writers have. Unlike bloggers, journalists, the author argues, should read a lot of books or articles. They must attend college. They must then complete an internship, and finally they become real journalists. However, bloggers don't have to do this. Let's make this an adjective clause here. So bloggers who don't have to do this can create an account and publish a blog easily. Okay, now let's go over to the... All right, let's keep going here. So you say maybe some of the bloggers lack... If you said lack here, you could say lack an education. However, does the reading passage say that? Let's find out. So it says journalists and authors of books or articles usually have a great deal of experience and level of professionalism that bloggers do not possess. Journalists must attend college, find an internship, and finally begin to write. The process of true journalism is much more strenuous. A blogger can simply create a website without any subject, begin to write, and suddenly a blogger becomes a professional. Maybe the reading passage implies that, but it doesn't say it directly, so I'm going to get rid of that. We don't really need this information. The main idea is journalists and writers have professionalism, but bloggers don't, according to the reading passage. So then we get into the lecture in contrast. And this is a good choice. The lecture argues, you could probably say this, argues that professionalism means many things, and so does an education. Bloggers can grow up, can grow, and get experience from writing blogs. And probably, let's use an adjective clause here. Bloggers who can grow and get experience from writing blogs have opportunities to make a name. Finally, bloggers have a platform put a voice marker here to be part of the culture of writing. And I think that's pretty good. I think that you have a lot of information in here that you're trying to get here. So let's read it one more time. The reading passage argues that bloggers lack professionalism, integrity, and in-depth discourse. However, considering blogs authentic and legitimate, the speaker in the lecture disagrees with each of the assertions mentioned in the reading passage. According to the reading, bloggers lack the professionalism that journalists and writers have. Unlike bloggers, journalists, the author argues, should read a lot of books or articles. They must attend college. They then must complete an internship, and finally they can become real journalists. However, bloggers who don't have to do this can create an account and begin publishing a blog easily. In contrast, the lecture argues that professionalism means many things, and so does an education. Bloggers who can grow and get experience from writing blogs have opportunities to make a name for themselves. Finally, bloggers have a platform, according to the speaker, to be part of the culture of writing. Okay, so, and then in the next paragraph, you will focus on integrity. The reading says that blog writers do not have integrity. The lecture disagrees with that. In the next one, the reading will say that blogs lack in-depth discourse. And then the speaker in the lecture will disagree with that idea. And that's kind of the structure you will be using in your paragraphs 2, 3, and 4. Right? In my website, there are some specific grammar and writing lessons I'd like you to review, and this will help prepare you for the midterm and the final exam in this course. So let's take a look at grammar first of all. Yeah, you have the tendency to use pretty basic grammar. You're using a lot of simple sentences. So I'd like you to check out Lesson 3, sentences with participial phrases. These are all grammar lessons. Lesson 4, sentences with appositives. More practice, Lesson 4.1, practice with appositives. Lesson 6, sentences with adjective clauses. Lesson 6.1, using that and which in adjective clauses. Lesson 11, subject, verb, inversions. I think that's a good one for you right now. Okay, let's keep going here. How about Lesson 26, sentence variety, and then 26.2, sentence variety practice exercises. I think that's pretty good there. Let's go to the writing. I think that's step 6, right? Here we go. So I'm going to the integrated part of it here. How about, I'd like you to take a look at this lesson 9.4. How do I write TOEFL IBT essays like native writers? Because you do kind of, in some cases, write like a non-native speaker, so this is a good lesson to help you figure out that. Lesson 9.6 is good. it talks about integrated writing templates. I'd like to have you take a look at that, at least with lesson 9.6 focus on what's called integrated writing templates. Paraphrasing with voice markers, lesson 12.2. I think that's also a good lesson for you. All right, so thank you for doing this. So like I was saying earlier, if this were the midterm exam, I would give you a 76% on this writing practice test. But because it's not, I will give you full credit for it. So I wanted to make sure you got some feedback before you did that midterm exam.